This is the DNVR Broncos pregame show from the Toyota Lounge, which wasn't the initial plan. We went out to the tailgate, hung out there for a couple minutes, but the weather was really awful. So now here we are. I'm Henry Chisholm with RK, Super Bowl 50 champion Bennie Fowler. How's it going,
the most
guys?
energy I've ever seen you bring into
the most.
Yeah,
wow.
Into opening.
It's all those wings. I said the hot wings. I'm just kind of buzzing from it.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah,
love that.
I think you're also buzzing that we get to watch football tonight.
I am buzzing.
I noticed that.
Is anybody else buzzing about the football tonight?
No, so when we first started recording, I wasn't, but now I'm looking at this video that the Broncos just posted and talking about first time at Mile High, and it's a video of Jalen Waddle, and I'm like, all right, like if he's out there to play, then I am going to be super excited because I don't know. I think we talked about it this week, Hank, you and I on the show. I remember Emmanuel's first preseason game. He didn't. I don't think he played in the first two, and then we had our dress rehearsal, and I think Peyton threw him like a deep ball, and it was just like, all right, like this is going to work. And so I'd like to see that today.
Yeah, I said this to you guys earlier. My problem with preseason football is that the best part is at the beginning, and no other aspect of life is the best part at the beginning. You watch the game to see the ending. You watch the movie to see the ending. You go on the date for the ending.
Do you?
Right. Yeah. For the ending. Right.
It's not the best part of something is not supposed to be in the first 5 minutes, and if it is, well, there's people for that.
Yeah.
Wow. There we go.
So I don't know. Like, I'm really excited to watch Bo Nix. It's happening in like a couple minutes, and then that part's going to be over, and we're going to have to kind of scrape the bottom of the barrel to find things that are fun for us.
We're going to Stady City. And
Yeah. We've been there.
Samland. Yeah.
I think we'll still enjoy Stiddy City in the second quarter / if he does play into the third, and then also Jonah Coleman makes it exciting if they don't take him out in the first quarter.
Yeah, but I mean, there's the quote from Davis Webb this week where he said after that run where he spun off the guy and all that, he was like, all right, I've seen enough.
Seen enough.
Yeah, now you guys see it against the starter. He saw it against Atlanta State.
Okay.
When I do think like repeat performances are really valuable in the preseason. We watched like Fernando Mendoza looked pretty good in his first action out there. Last night, he looked pretty bad.
Yep.
And so that makes you question everything you thought about the first one.
Yep.
Whereas Jonah Coleman goes out there and literally gives me 2 good runs on 4 carries. I'm just like, okay, he's like that, you know? I don't need to see anything from Cortland Sutton, but like if he goes out there and dominates the first series, I'm going to be like, he might be on a different timing this year.
It might be.
Who else looked good week 1? Like if any of those guys, Riley Moss makes another big play, it's like maybe he did take a leap. So I'm very interested in the repeat performances to see if guys can show that they can do this consistently.
Yep. I think that's right.
I think last year at this time we were talking about Troy Franklin. I think he looked really good in the first game.
Yep.
We're like, wow, if he does it again, this could be a sign, and I think he did.
Yep. That's Pat Bryant now, right?
Yes.
He had 1 catch last week. Nice first pass play of the game, 18-yard stop route, and he looked really good. I'd like to see him get 3 to 4 more targets. Like, yes, he's going to be a clear focal point of the offense, but who does emerge as wide receiver number 3? Maybe that's something that we can watch because I expect him to play and Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims to be out there for at least a significant amount of snaps.
So Bo's got to be the biggest storyline.
Yep.
His receivers right up there with him. What else are we watching for tonight?
Outside of Bo?
Outside of Bo.
Okay. I'll be paying a little bit closer attention to just the flow of the offense. If we're seeing anything different, I know that it's been talked about more deep shots. We saw some last week. Like, I'd love to see them get vertical in that way. I don't really think I need to see anything from the defense.
No, I mean, it'd be really fun if they go out there and shut down the Packers offense.
Repeat performers, Jahdae Barron.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
I'd love to see that.
Another
I'd love
good
to see
game
him
would change the
like,
conversation.
because I've yet to see. We were talking about this last year, and I think people got honest about it. But we're like, that guy. That's not a guy playing with confidence.
Yeah, no.
Last week looked like a guy playing with confidence. I'd love to see that again.
I'd love to see that again. I'd also love to see Riley continue to take even another step because he is going. If the Packers are playing their top receivers, Jaden Reed, Michigan State Spartan, that's my guy. Watson, Christian Watson. And then, Jordan Love, who is a really good quarterback. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that if they do go out there, they are going to game plan to go after Riley how they normally would because you're not going to go after Pat Surtain. So how does Riley answer the bell? I expect him to answer the bell. It's not like, hey, he's on the roster watch, but I wanted to see him have a really good performance and maybe get a couple PBUs. What else would I like to see? I'd like to continue to see the evolution of Evan Ingram. His big plays last week to me were in the running game with Jonah Coleman, where he had his hand in the dirt and he was the lead blocker on the side that Jonah was running to. And so I want to continue to see that. And then how does that expand into his passing game? So he looked really comfortable out there last week. He looked like a willing blocker, like Bo said. So I want to continue to see him thrive in this new Davis Webb play calling offense.
You guys got all the pretty stuff, so I'm going to go with the trenches because I'm hyped. Seeing on the defensive side, Inyu Uzurike, Jordan Jackson, Christian Williams has had a great camp. The depth along that defensive line's been pretty crazy, including guys, Q Robinson, what's his name? Johnny Walker, another guy who's just been awesome. And these guys are going to be out there through the third quarter. At least and probably into the fourth for some of them. I'm excited to see those guys. And the offensive line last week was dominant. Mostly at the beginning of the game, but they were still very good throughout the game. So I'm excited to see him go out there again.
Clean pocket?
Yep, clean pocket. Get some run lanes. Maybe for JK. We'll see if JK plays tonight. And then...
Would you play JK?
I would. I think he needs a couple hits. I wouldn't give him more than 3 carries probably, but I'd put him out there.
I'm not in the business of not playing anybody on this team not playing in the preseason. Nobody on this team is safe from that.
Yeah.
Right.
I just worry every time he has the ball. I worry.
Yeah, you should.
You're gonna be worried all year.
Yeah, I know. I will be.
Yeah. And then final one for me.
The longer it goes, the worse it's gonna get for me too.
It's true. Cage Casey, he's another one. That second offensive line is so good. He's been a big part of that. I'm now very excited to see him play again. All right, injuries.
Well, let's talk about Bo a little bit.
Talk about Bo more.
We didn't really talk about Bo at all.
Well, then let's talk about Bo.
Did we?
No.
We
what
talked
do you want?
about Bo the first time around.
Okay.
I'm really excited to watch Bo Nix play. It's easy to maybe it isn't, but it's sometimes easy to forget how fun it is to watch Bo Nix play.
Yeah.
Every time he makes a sick play, I just remember all of the quarterbacks that we had to watch before him, and it fires me up. So I think we're supposed to get 14 plays from Bo. I just want to see him do his thing. Get to throw a pass on the run, maybe scramble a little bit, and just build a foundation. If Jalen Waddle plays, I will be highly tuned in to see if we can get a Bo Nix Jalen Waddle connection.
Yep.
But whatever happens, I'm just very fired up that we get to watch Bo play. That after all of the consternation and worry and all of that we went through this offseason, I want to see him go out there and look like he's looked in training camp, which is comfortable.
Yep.
That's exactly what I'd like to see. His first preseason game last year against San Francisco, 6 for 11, 31 yards. That's not what I want to see. And I remember when we were watching that, we were just seeing him on some different routes, mistiming, missing some throws, looked a little hurried in the pocket. So, RK, to your point, I would like to see him comfortable. Like the game against Dallas last year or against Cincinnati where he was comfortable in the pocket, making all the throws. And these were regular season games. I'd like to see that today. Is it going to be the end of the world if he does go for 6 for 11? No, obviously not, because they went 14-3 last year. But for somebody going into year 3 with all the weapons and toys that he has on offense to throw the ball to, he should be really comfortable. And I think he will be comfortable tonight because he knows Davis is the play caller going forward for the rest of the year. There are conversations he talked about in one of his interviews this week, just hey, Davis is a little bit more relaxed. He might throw a joke in there. His tips and reminders, Sean would just give Bo the play. And sometimes, he might need a reminder in there. So I think having Davis in his ear throughout this game and just as the OC in this game planning week, I think is going to be really important. So I expect to see calm feet tonight.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've talked to you guys since the Sean Payton / Drew Brees Hall of Fame speech.
Right. Yeah.
I was sitting there listening to Drew talk to Sean, thinking like, if I was Bo, I'd be really jealous right now.
Wow.
Their relationship just sounded so special.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that they can't get there, but I was thinking about this play caller change while I was listening to that, just thinking like, man, I hope that this doesn't stunt the growth of Sean and Bo getting to that level where they're talking about every single detail. We're going to wait until this happens to call this play because of this. Like,
Not happening.
I need it.
It's going to happen with Davis. It's not going to happen with Sean. And I think
Davis is going to be gone next year.
Yeah.
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they're going to build this relationship. And I think if Davis really believes in the quarterback situation that he has here and that special relationship, he will stay.
Okay.
And I look, we're dealing with a different type of ownership here and how they go about things.
That's true.
That is
And
a
how
good
they
point.
can convince people to see certain things and how they convinced him to come back here when he did have an opportunity to be a head coach or a play caller somewhere else without the Sean Payton, hey, I'm going to watch over your shoulder. He still decided to come back here and stay. So
They could pay him more than half the league pays their head coach.
Yeah.
100%.
Especially for a first-time head coach.
Yeah.
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 And so
He might already be getting more than a first-time head coach.
There's a real chance.
I think they do build that relationship. And I think also those guys were both, the way they came in makes them have those type of conversations. Like Sean took a big bet on Drew.
Yeah.
You have no choice but to be everything for Sean, his eyes, ears, like, hey, we have to communicate this because you didn't even know if you were going to play, if you were healthy enough to play. So I think it's a little bit different. I think Davis and Bo, they've already built that.
Sean also did, not to diminish anything you just said, but he did bet his Broncos tenure on Bo Nix.
Yeah, for sure.
He did.
And
So
now he's betting it on Davis and Bo.
A little bit, yeah. That was really special, I thought, just listening to Drew talk to Sean like that, especially with all the stuff out there about how Sean's players don't like him, blah, blah, blah. Like, hearing that, I was like, wow, I would kill to just be a fly on the wall for one of those conversations.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Also crazy is the common spirit injury report.
Hopefully it's not that crazy.
I mean, the center stuff is a little crazy.
It is crazy.
Common Spirit's awesome. They're a great partner of ours, the official partner of the Denver Broncos. And so we actually got a tweet since we started from Parker Gabriel of the Denver Post, who has a list of players not in uniform tonight. So again, we don't really know who's playing, who's not, until we see who's actually on the field when it comes to the preseason. So no Drew Sanders, not a surprise. Didn't see him practicing all week.
It's tough for you.
It is tough for me. No Alex Forsyth is listed here. However, apparently Luke Wattenberg is dressed. Whether he'll play is a question, but he's certainly dressed. No Michael Bandy, no Caleb Lohner, and no Taylor Rapp, who
was just signed yesterday.
Remember, the safety who I'm sure we'll talk about a bit on Monday. But the safety who started 50 games in the NFL, probably more than that, who's now the Broncos' third safety.
I like that. I like that pickup.
I do too. Yeah.
Yes.
Take me into the thought process behind which players got one name and which players got both names.
That is a fun game.
So it comes down to Hank sent me a list.
Come on,
Straight into my graphic.
that's on you. I'm putting that on you.
That's completely fine. I was just trying to get it out, guys.
It got out.
Because at first I was like, okay, Mims, he's a one name guy. Dieter, he's not a one name guy.
No, that's Michael Dieter, who didn't make Parker's tweet because the injury is serious enough that he's done for the year.
Yes.
Real shame. But so you do have one center potentially.
It's also not that much of a shame if you're going to be a guy who is barely going to make a roster. If you get a season long injury, you get paid.
You get your money. I do think.
But you're injured.
Yeah, but you might just have been on your couch not getting paid.
Yeah. It's
True.
a shame for us who have to watch more backup centers, backup guards and tackles try to play center tonight.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah, so what are we looking at? What's our center situation tonight?
Well, it seems like Wattenberg might play.
Okay.
It would surprise me, but if we don't see Wattenberg, that would mean Calvin Throckmorton is going to be the starting center with Gavin Ortega, our guy taking over.
And they're going to each have to
later
take a half at least.
Yeah, and they did bring in Lecidus Smith, I believe is how you say it. Might be Lecidus. Honestly, should have learned. Knew we were going to be talking about him. But he
Preseason for everyone.
Yeah. But he has been playing more guard, so I wonder if they would actually put him in at center. I do think it's probably the two centers, Throckmorton, Ortega, with Wattenberg. Who knows? Maybe he plays.
Who do you think Leonard's talking about here? He says, I'm actually tired of hearing about him. He hasn't contributed a single meaningful snap to the team. We need to show more love to the players who have.
I will bet my life that is Drew Sanders.
You're locked in on Drew Sanders.
I don't know who else that could be.
It could be Jalen Waddle.
It's also true. Right. Also, Drew Sanders did have a sack in a game against the Chargers
That
late
counts.
season, November, maybe
counts.
December even. That's the one snap.
Yep. Sam Ellinger.
Sam Ellinger could be Sam Ellinger. I don't think that anybody has that much pent up anger for Sam.
Unless they're an Oklahoma fan.
Right.
Oh, I don't know what his record was, though.
Right. Probably pretty good.
Probably.
Let's take a quick break before we get back into this game. Want to give a shout out to our friends over at Coors Light. Coors Light, they make all of this possible here. Have the beers right there. We're going to have the beers on the watch along set. Hopefully you guys are hanging out with us.
How many are you going to chug?
Chug or drink?
Chug.
0.
So
No, Broncos win by 30. I'll chug a beer.
Okay.
Nice.
30's our number.
Good number.
Yep. You going to do it with me, Benny?
No.
Okay. Well, it was worth a try. Coors Light's
no
are the
booze
best.
for me right now.
Oh, right.
I'm going to do Coors Light like after I get some good night's sleep.
Yes. Daddy Benny over there.
Yep, exactly.
We Coors Light's the best.
Crazy.
It's summertime. It's hot outside. Make sure you're drinking them. They're the best beer that money can buy. Cold lager, cold filtered, cold package. Remember, when the mountains turn blue, that's cold beer. That's Coors. You can go to CoorsLight.com /DNVR to get delivered straight to your door. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer. Also want to give a shout out to our friends over at Splash Sports who have a really cool promotion that we are partnering up with. It's a $500,000 Survivor contest. Only costs $25 to join, and there's a guaranteed payout of $500,000.
Can you imagine what it would be like to be going into week 18 still alive? It's like you and one other person, but like the only teams you have left are like the Browns and the Dolphins.
I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that at all. It'd be incredible. But so for those of you who don't know how Survivor works, you pick a team for week 1. If that team wins, then you're on to week 2.
You survived.
Try keep going. It's about surviving.
But you can only pick one team once.
That's the trick. That's what makes it so fun. So if you want to use the Broncos week 1 against the Chiefs, because they're not going to lose to those losers, then you could no longer use the Broncos for the rest of the season. It's a cool thing. You can go sign up. $500,000 up for grabs. So enter today at thednvr.com/survivor. That's thednvr.com/survivor. Sponsored by Splash Sports. Paid partnership, skill-based contest, not sports betting. Open to U.S. residents, 18 plus. Void where prohibited. Entry fee $25. Rules at splashsports.com/ALLCITY. All right. We are back in. Who has the most to prove today?
Most to prove
Most
today?
to prove. To prove.
I would say most to prove to me would be Jonah Coleman. Can you do it again?
Okay.
And then also you're going to be doing it. I'm assuming that if JK doesn't play, that you will be doing it against the Packers ones. And like, how will you carry the ball? Can we give you I don't know, 7 to 8 carries? And how will you now look in this second week? So I would say that, like, are you ready to go out there in Kansas City week 1 that you got to take this step this week?
Yeah,
That's a really good answer.
it is.
I don't think I can think of a better one.
I'll throw a worse one out there.
Okay.
I look at the linebackers. I think no Lavelle Bailey, who's now on IR, changes the competition a bit. Jordan Turner lagging behind a bit just because he wasn't able to participate in most of training camp. And so you kind of have 3 guys left for probably 2 spots with Karene Reed, who made a great play last week to tip the ball up that Jade intercepted. You have Torian York, who was in the backfield all last week, came away with the TFL, has been awesome, especially as a blitzer, making some plays in coverage too in training camp. And then Red Murdoch, who is very physical, made a couple plays last week, but more so in camp where once every 4 days he hits somebody and you're like, oh, wow, that's a pretty crazy thing to do.
Do we know the order of the quarterbacks tonight?
No, we do not.
Okay. I'm going to say Sam Ehlinger has the most to prove.
Ooh.
Because he keeps getting mentioned in conversations that I'm not sure he's ready for. And so maybe it's just to me.
Yeah.
But I think he has to prove that like he's a real candidate to win the backup quarterback job. Because my eyes at training camp and my eyes last week on the field told me there's a pretty big gap there between Stidham and Ehlinger. So if he gets that second nod, which sure, that's a fun storyline that we could follow.
Yep.
I think he has a lot to prove.
I think that's a good one.
I forgot to mention that's also a worse answer than Benny's.
Yeah.
What about Jade Barron? He's right on the bubble. He kind of has to make sure something happen again.
Jade, I think, is a great answer.
Yeah.
We mentioned it in terms of the repeat performers, but I think that if he does it again today, I'm going to start reframing my vision for what this year looks like for him.
Yeah.
Wait, if he plays well tonight, what does the vision look like? What will you change it to, or what will it start to evolve into?
It's going to start to evolve into they're going to try to give him the opportunity to steal someone's job.
So Riley or Jaquan.
Mm-hmm. Now, probably not during this season, but moving forward after that.
Yeah, I would.
And the opportunities will have to come during this season for him to prove that he can be that guy moving forward.
I would say his role in the starting defense is set. He's the dime. He'll come in, and he's still going to be the backup for J-Mac. What he could prove is that he should be the backup on the boundaries in front of Chris Abrams-Drain. Because as it stands right now, if you need a guy to come in and play on the boundary, it's not Jade, it's Chris. He's been great whenever you put him out there. But that's kind of the hurdle that Jade needs to clear. So I'd say that's the piece that he can earn tonight is any corner needs to take a day off, whatever it may be, Jade's your guy.
As we all know, confidence is everything in life, everything in sports. And him getting a pick six last week, making a couple tackles, a couple PBUs, and some opportunities, maybe we do see the highlights that we saw and the Thorpe Award winner that we saw at Texas. Maybe he does continue to make plays, and then it does become interesting in how he can carve out even more of a role on this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nice for Justin Jolie to make something happen today.
It would be nice.
He had a very loud week at practice.
Yes.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. Not from the catches necessarily, but from the OPI on what was otherwise a great catch, or from being in the middle of the fight day that we had. Yeah. Just getting all that heated up, the first one to get going.
Don't you love fights?
I do love fights.
Over under 0.5 personal fouls on the Broncos this game.
Under.
Personal fouls? You think they're going to go crazy?
I just think that they have all this pent up aggression.
They've been physical.
I don't see any personal fouls.
All right, I'll take the over.
The reason I go under is because the backups have too much on the line.
I know.
And the starters, I could totally see doing it, but it'd have to come in 2 drives. So I have to say I don't think so.
Not enough hatred in this game.
Right.
Maybe from the Packers for last year, they got beat at Mile High.
I don't know. Nick Benito's been acting a fool.
Nick Benito could let something out today.
Nick Benito just pile drives Jordan Love into the ground.
Right,
Offensive line gets mad.
He gets to take a blindside
late
shot.
hit.
Yeah. He's just fine. He has a chance at a blindside hit without having to do anything dirty.
Yep.
I don't think he would do that.
Anybody else who has a lot on the line tonight?
I mean, every player that's going to play in the second half.
Like Gavin Ortega.
Hakeem Butler, bro. I want to see you make a play, bro. You're 6'5".
I think.
I want to see you dunk on somebody. I want to see Cam Ross, who had the jet sweep last week.
Yeah.
I want to see him continue to make plays. Man Jack, go out there and make some plays. No gloves.
Yep.
You know, his standard default Madden player.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, when they have you just the creative player, and he's just spinning around, and you haven't put on any swagger yet. That's
Right.
Man Jack. You know, just got the 86 on, just out there, no gloves. I want to see him get in the zone tonight.
That'd be nice. Hakeem Butler, even with a big day today, the book might be written.
Yeah.
There's no juice there. We're just waiting to see it. But who knows? Maybe it changes the narrative a bit.
No, you're probably right. It's hard. I mean, training
Yes.
camp is now over. So
Right.
you had 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks to make your plays. I mean, next week is like a game plan week where, you know, you're going to teach everybody, especially your young rookies, of like what a game plan week really looks like. So practices, you had your opportunities.
All right. Final thoughts? Anything you got to get off your chest before the game starts?
If you're sitting on your couch right now in Denver thinking, guess I'll just watch this game alone, come to the bar.
That's
Come
so
to the
fun.
bar. Come hang out.
Yep.
There's got some good people down there hanging out, watching the game, and let's enjoy this.
Let's
It
do
is
it.
football
With us.
after all.
It is football. It may not be perfect football, but it's good football.
When does
Football.
college start?
Montana plays next Saturday. I think there's some Friday night games.
Okay.
No.
No
Saturday
Friday night?
is when it starts.
Okay.
Saturday is when it starts. So it's official. That's the official kickoff is next week.
Week 0,
It's
but
always the week before NFL.
this year it's a couple weeks.
Comments
Okay.
pointing out that your guy Mark Perry pays for the Packers.
Yes, he does. My old friend Mark.
Yes.
I haven't talked to him in quite a while. When was the last time?
The Fathead
Maybe-
said it's his boy.
Maybe when Christian Gonzalez got drafted,
Okay.
I would guess. Go Mark Perry. Yes. All of our guy.
I guess
Except for tonight, never
Waddle
mind.
is playing.
Waddle is playing.
Cynthia Freeland just said we get starters tonight, including
Oh,
Waddle.
good. Good.
That just changed my entire mood.
Well, let's end on that
It was
note.
already good. Now it's
We're going to hop over to the couch over there for the watch along. So hopefully you guys are going to tune in just a couple minutes. We're going to get going. If not, we'll be back for the post-game show when the game ends. We'll see you guys then.
God bless.
We all silly like the mayor.